Give it up for him. Alright, DC. It's good to be here. Coming here from Richmond, as Rob said. Since we're in the capital of the country, I'm going to start off with this poem. When I say keep it real, let me tell you what I mean. I'm tired of living in this fantasy world that we call the American dream. It's time to wake up, people. Don't become part of that machine. You know the ones that I mean, the ones that's only after the green. These computers is cold, man, they're not really on your team. And the ones that's in charge, they're not really who they seem. They got this digital age breeding a society of fiends where we program to take and take. Our culture done forgot how to create. But it's hard to understand the joys of love as the offspring of greed and hate. So instead of finding a real woman to hold you down, fellas, just fuck skanks and masturbate. Tell me, why do we push morality aside for money's sake? Humanity is crumbling around us. It's time to realize what's at stake before it's too late. Cause see, I've had plenty of dreams, but now I'm finally awake and I open up my eyes to see the world that I love being covered in fake shit. Seems like that's what everybody's serving, so everybody takes shit. I say, fuck that. I hate shit. I wanna embrace shit. You can't control me with these lies. These hands will never make shit. I'm a fighter. No longer will I be complacent. The enemy stands before me and I got enough righteous rage to face it. See, they want to hide the good word, but if these people's ears are the pages that my soul burns upon, these mother cannot erase it. And some say the truth is hard to swallow, so I hope you take your time to savor my flavor as you taste it. See, for real, I don't see my government helping shit, so I say it's time that we replace it. That's why I speak out against these jackasses and dumbos, let the real party begin. I'm trying to be optimistic about 2011, but if our country's left hand is always fighting the right, then tell me how anybody gonna really win. We need to unite as a people so this nation's wounds can be healed. Kick down the doors of Congress wearing a revolutionary swag like, yeah, shit's about to get real. Cause Americans were never meant to fall in line with no empire state of mind, so tell Rockefeller and them fans we ain't making no more deals. CEOs putting a smile on a bag of shit like, here kids, it's a crap happy meal. If you're hearing the words that I'm saying, my prayer is that you're feeling what I feel. Because the spoken word thing is the truth. Lord, let it be revealed. Everybody gotta speak up. Don't let your inner light be concealed. You can shine bright in these dark times. All you gotta do is keep it real.
All right, all right.
So we were driving up here today and we stopped in Alexandria, which is a beautiful town. I've never been there before, but we were getting some lunch and then just kind of walking down the street. And I saw a little store called the Tibet store, and I've studied a lot of history about Tibet, and for people that don't know like what's going on over there, it's basically a whole cultural genocide that's going on. And it's unfortunate because we can't really rely in this country anymore on the news to educate people about what's going on in the world. But you know, there's a lot of people out there fighting just to have basic sort of freedoms. So I'm gonna do this next poem since I was thinking about it today. I just saw the movie Avatar again, and it sounds stupid, but it kind of made me want to be one of those towering blue-skinned aliens on the screen. Not about the height thing, but more that I just wanted to live in that beautiful fantasy world amongst the people who seem to be so rich in spirit, with a deep knowledge and understanding of the interconnected nature of all living beings, fully aware of the oneness of all souls, a concept that is indeed alien to the predominant culture of Earth today, still clung to by a few small clusters of humanity, like the oppressed people of Tibet, victims of an ongoing cultural genocide that you don't see televised because of economic ties with their invaders, China. That all-consuming communist machine that since 1949 has brought nothing but waste and ruin to a land once rich. A land of flowers, nestled high up in the majestic peaks of the Himalayas, their spiritual leader, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, a light to this world, an ocean of wisdom that 14 times now has been reincarnated in his homeland, now forced, like so many of his people, to live in a life of exile, where he is fighting, without violence, just to return home, just to hold on to those ancient truths that perhaps even men outside of the heavenly reaches of Tibet once understood, before greed began to construct walls between the people once one, separating brothers and sisters, stealing the hearts and souls of entire nations, entire races, and crowning a new king for this now lifeless world. Money. Worthless numbers printed on paper that came from the grand and vibrant life of some martyred tree, nourishing and sheltering so many lives in its roots and its branches and the core of its trunk, now chopped down to be burned and sold and processed into a tangible expression of all that is superficial in this universe. Truth turned to lies, life-giving energy turned to soul-sucking traps. Is there anything worth buying here anymore? If I could buy my freedom from this place, I would gladly give all my riches, everything I own, even this cumbersome body, if I could just join with that beautiful choir of voices that still sings of the truth, of love, the one true God. Too many ears have fallen deaf to his voice. Their eyes now shaded by their own preconceptions no longer see him in the faces of those all around. Enemies and friends, families and strangers walking by on streets of concrete jungles, gray and dead where they used to be green with life and vegetation. Now the only green to be seen is in clubs where sickly witch doctors be making it rain on gyrating shells of what used to be women. Eyes glowing green with envy and lust. Fiends, those eyes no longer know what the word God means, but I swear I can still see him. As I pray for an open heart, I step outside and I see him everywhere. I look down and I see him in the bustling march of the line of ants, a colony of thousands all working in unison, selflessly serving their queen. Or I look up and I see him in the whirling dance of squirrels chattering as they play tag among the branches of an oak tree. Or even in the slow churning of a creek running over round rocks. A stream of water giving life to their green blankets of algae as the green strands sway with the steady rhythm of the water. I feel him. Maybe I am the alien here. I want to phone home. God, will you have me back? I'm sorry to have ever left. Please, take me back. Trying to think of what she's next. We had a little more time than I was anticipating. But that's okay. I'm gonna keep going. Next one is a little personal. I studied psychology in, as an undergrad at Virginia Tech, and sort of had some personal insight into it. So I had some rough periods in my life, as a lot of people do, but I guess this is sort of written about coming out of that. How do you cope when you can't even trust your conscience? When you know your inner monologue ain't speaking nothing but nonsense, I'm fighting to find the answer. And to be honest, this inner struggle got me feeling like I'm going insane. Like my head is playing mediator between three separate brains and they all got separate names like depression, anxiety, and manic paranoia. They'll talk your ass into a corner till you're a coiled up beast ready to pounce on anyone that glance because you're convinced that everybody be coming for you. You could try to tell them to shut up, but they'll just ignore you. Your mind is their party and they're gonna bring some friends. Now you can't sleep with all the chatter, that's when the real fun begins. Meet insomnia. He'll keep you up all night. Now you can't even close your eyes and look inside and see what other demons these voices within might invite. There's no escape from this fright. Now suicide be knocking at your door and with no other end in sight, you're thinking, damn, I just might let him in. I just want this shit to end. That's when you see the light, pick up a pen and start to write. And when I write, my knees shake. When the dope line smacks my mind, the moment hits me like a Richter scale, level 5 earthquake. I feel the earth shake beneath my feet. Every time I hear that little voice in my head as it starts to preach and I start to reach a higher level than before. This beat keep pounding in my head and man, I cannot ignore the rhythm. Sets me free to explore the truths the Bible be telling me. Cause every time I really start to pray, these voices be the singing the sweetest ancient melody. It's so melodic, I start to feel that shit and I start to like being psychotic. Cause if you hear voices, then you're a psycho, right? Well, damn, I know I've been crazy, but I ain't talking about crazy in love. This ain't nothing like Beyonce and Jay-Z. I mean crazy. Crazy like last year I was holed up in MCV's mental department for a psychotic episode that they diagnosed as periodic. My shit retarded. It's like the bad half of my brain that lifted up its wrinkly ass butt cheek and farted all over my good half. Now I got too much shit on my brain, and the stress gets to sticking so much sometimes I got a brother like me going insane. But it's not just my membrane, cause I was at the point where I used to hurt myself just to feel the fucking pain. Like when I put the cigarettes up to my arm until I almost burned my fucking vein. Like I was trying to cauterize the cold blood that runs through it. And yes, suicide did cross my mind, but thank God I didn't do it. But now I'm up here on the edge of the stage thinking, screw it, I just might go through it. People in the front row screaming, don't do it, but it's too late. Cause I already lyrically slit my wrists. Now you can feel the pains in my past, they drip from each one of my clenched fists. Now the old me is dead and gone, and I've been reborn in the baptism of poetry and spit. I'm giving birth to a stronger me through my words and my lips, each verse building upon this soul that began in my mother's hips. Your son's a schizo, man, but don't worry, his condition seems to be temporary. I'm sorry, Doc, I tried, but I can't go back to being ordinary. I'm extraordinary, little guy, but if you look in my eyes when I speak, I'm very scary. That's because I mean what I say, and I ain't gonna apologize because I've always been that way. If you ever felt something similar, I hope you take strength from the words that I say. Take them and wear them as a blanket for your protection. Then mix with that a little introspection and self-inspection. Just sit down and take some time to get lost in your own reflection. But I'm not talking about the type that you see in the mirror. I'm talking about how a little meditation and prayer can make your thoughts that much clearer, like how a little bit of tragedy can make your loved ones that much dearer, and how if you start to love a woman so much you might even start to fear her. It's that push and pull, the feeling we call sublime. It's the same tingle that I feel run down my spine every time that I start to rhyme. It's what turns pain into knowledge, learning from mistakes makes you wise. Instead of wasting time trying to press rewind, use the past as those first steps on your spiritual ladder as you climb. And with them, feel those inner knots of unrest start to unwind. And with them, that tangle of voices starts to unravel, and you realize they are all one. One awareness, one conscience, and you, me, the Father, Holy Spirit, and the Son. One. Alright, so I'm gonna do one more, and then I'm gonna let my boy Rob come up here and do his set for y'all. I was teaching in Richmond at a school for autism for past almost 3 years, and I really enjoyed it. I really ended up getting close to a lot of my students, and I wrote this one poem about my favorite student. You're not supposed to have favorites, but I did. Hillary knows not the meaning of empathy. She'll never sob with the characters in a sad movie, or cringe at the sight of another's gruesome injury but your daughter. She knows how to smile. She has no understanding that these many figures with faces all around her, some familiar, all moving in and out of her sight, have feelings like she does. Share the same human emotions that she has but does not understand. They come and go as moving images in her mind's eye, causing her to laugh, or to cry, or to smash her head into the wall until it bleeds, striking herself viciously in her tear-stained face over and over again as she pleads, "Can you please stop?" An echo from some terrible memory in her past. Maybe the words that you, her mother, screamed as your daughter bit deep into the flesh of your arm. It must be hard to comfort your little girl when she doesn't like hugs. Can't tell you what she wants or needs. There's no way of knowing the thoughts that are racing through that encaged autistic mind. These wicked scars serve as reminders that these violent recurring nightmares can come at any time. But most of the time, Hillary is fine. The name Hillary comes from the root word hilarious, meaning happy or cheerful, and I see it every day as she hops off that bus at school with the brisk pace of one who moves with a purpose. She bursts into class with a smile and a song. You can tell that a tune is playing in that maze of her mind at all times because Hillary sings all day long. She doesn't use language conversationally, but she repeats back every word that she hears in her own unique melody. Are you hungry? Say goodnight. Pee-pee in the party, party in the pee-pee. To others, this seems strange. The reason why 15 years after giving birth, you cried when Hillary was invited to her first birthday party. But she was the life of that party. She pumped it up on that moon bounce and pumped it up, springing with the weightlessness of one not burdened by the worries of this world. A spirit that is truly free. A smile like hers is contagious. Sharing it with her that day, holding hands and laughing from our bellies as we bounced, I could feel what she felt. Feel that raw, unbridled joy and exuberance of the simple act of just jumping and singing. And I wished that I could smile and sing the story of my life like Hillary.